Hi guys, Adriana with Team Goals Digger, sorry, here, and I am doing our April Zoom meeting. We are talking about how to gain more customers, especially when you are just starting out. So we're going to just head on in it. If you have any questions, feel free to type in the chat box or just speak out and I can answer them. So one of the first things that I do on getting new customers is to toss brochures. I don't personally toss current brochures just because they cost us money, and I would rather get the current brochures into current customers or people who actually request the brochures. But what I do is take an old brochure. So this is campaign 9. And I have 2 different stickers that go on my brochures. The very first one says free, take one. And then underneath here is my information. Says to be added to my mailing list, send me your name and address. It puts my e-store, and I have a call or text and my phone number and my email address for Avon. That's the one that I put on no matter when the brochure, like if it's a current or an old brochure, I put that one on. The other one, and this one I change up a little bit every once in a while, says hugs and kisses, just because of it started as Valentine's and I just really like it. But it says this catalog is old, like what you see. To get a new one, contact me. And that tells them that while they can look at this brochure and they might find stuff that they actually like, they can also contact me for a brand new brochure that will have more up-to-date prices and products. And I don't toss just the brochure with no protection on it, because when it rains or somebody drives through a puddle, you don't want your brochure to get messed up, because then it's not even useful. So what I do is I have flyers that go into my brochures as well. This one goes into every single brochure regardless, and it's 6 reasons why you should join our Avon team, and then it lists the 6 reasons. And that one I just fold at the bottom and open the book randomly and stick that straight in. That way it's not really sticking out or anything. The other one says, why is there an Avon brochure in my driveway? And I use different colored paper because the colored ink costs more. And then I get what is called a clear literature bag, which you can get from Avon. They come, I want to say they are a package of 50 for 80 cents. It's not too bad. And they get brochure on the back. And the brochure I just put in sideways. And there's writing on it, so I always put that towards the back, that way it doesn't cover up the Avon. And then I take this excess and I just fold it in, and you can actually shove it in between the pages, and now you have your own protective cover. Another thing that I've seen people do is to roll them up and put a rubber band so they're easier to toss out your window. But you toss them into driveways so that you can get a large amount of them out at a short amount of time, whereas leaving them, sometimes people don't pick them up. And this way, you can't put a brochure into a mailbox because of the fact that that's against the law. Do not touch somebody's mailbox. It's against the law. So I do about 50 to 100 of those each time I toss. I don't have a set schedule of when I toss or anything like that. Another idea is to do a pop-up sale. So if you live somewhere near a strip mall and you want to go into like the parking lot and you have a few items on hand, you can set up like a table and maybe a canopy, have signs. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, that just says, hey, I sell Avon, and people can come by, they can get a brochure, they can give you their information. A lot of people do, do contests for maybe a grab bag or a free gift, and they fill out a little sheet that says name, address, phone number, their email, asking how they want to be best contact, or how the best way to contact them would be, whether or not they have an Avon representative, or if they'd be interested in receiving an Avon brochure, or if they would like to become a representative. So if you're ready to build your team, there's a way to start that as well. And that way you can do your follow-up, which is our next way of getting customers. Actually, that one's getting sales. So follow-up is very important because I'm sure, like you, your customers have other things going on in their lives. So they have the kids' homework, they have work, they have the junk mail that gets sent in, they have, you know, that catch-all that they put the brochure down on, and they meant to pick it up, but the kids threw their jacket on it, and then they threw their softball stuff on it, and now it's lost. So if you follow up with your customers, then you are giving them the chance to say, oh, I meant to order, I want this, this, and this. Whereas if you don't follow up, Avon has went out the window. They're now focused on something else. Another way to do things is carry brochures with you everywhere you go. And I do mean everywhere. I have in my purse brochures at all times. And they are always ready to go. So that, there we go, one that's not in the protective cover. So that when I'm wearing one of my Avon shirts that says on the back, ask for a brochure, or if they see my car that says all of my information and they say, hey, can I have a brochure? I have one there. When you give somebody your brochure, you're giving them your information. So when you give them your information, ask them, hey, is there a possibility that I can get a phone number or an email to be able to let you know when my next order goes in? Most people will agree. Some say no. For every no, there is a yes somewhere around the corner. So don't get discouraged by the no's. They happen often. They really do. Another idea are fundraisers. So there's different types of fundraisers. One I am doing right now is through Facebook. This one, while it gets me sales, it does not get me customers. So people are donating money. I'm not getting their information. They're not necessarily buying something from me. They're not going to get on my email list. But they will help me purchase a larger order. So the one that I'm doing right now is to be able to purchase as many hand creams, which this is my try it one that I take with me to events, but hand creams that I can donate to different hospitals, doctors, any of the frontline workers that are taking on a lot in this pandemic. So while that's going to get me a larger amount of sales, it's not going to help me with future sales to get a larger amount of customers. Another type of fundraiser is actually through Avon. So we're going to go look at this one. There we go. And this one you would do through Avon. You would set it up. You would find somebody. So one that I did was for my oldest stepdaughter's Destination Imagination team to help them go to globals. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, they were not able to finish their competitions to see if they could go to globals, but they were able to send out the information for the fundraiser, and people had to actually buy from my site. So this one, you would go to Manage Business, go to the Fundraising Hub, and here is where you can learn a lot about the fundraisers as well. So you find, you can either do an online or printed flyers. I personally like the online better. However, you may find that you like the online or the printed flyers better. It's what works for you and your business. Every single one of our businesses is different. That's one of the things I love about Avon. While we sell the same thing, we all have our different aspects to Avon, or to our business. I'm so sorry. So an online fundraiser, you would click on the Get Started. And you would register your fundraiser. Before you register, however, you need to find the organization. So there's bookmarks you could put in your Avon books, flyers that you put on bulletin boards, and you could even do social posts through your Avon social. But you find the organization. I did one for the Salem Destination Imagination team. I've done one for the one of our local animal shelters. Then you reach out to the person that's in charge and you present your fundraiser. There's a presentation booklet right here to help you with that conversation. And then you plan the fundraiser. And with an online one, what they do is they have a special website that goes through you, and you choose how much of your earnings you want to give to the organization, and you sell through them. So with that, you're getting new customers because they are helping you reach a bigger variety of people, more people that you probably wouldn't have met. So for example, with the Destination Imagination team, we gave each member a paper that stated what we were doing, how to place your order, what your order did for the team, where the money was going to go, and each team member got that. They could make copies of it and hand it to whoever they wanted. I personally sent out a text message to every single team member's phone or their parents' phone, depending on their age. And their parents helped send out more information. So not only have you now reached the parents, you've reached the parents' friends, you've reached the kids' parents, or the kids' friends' parents, because the kids are hopefully giving it out to their friends, and hopefully they just keep sharing. The other way of getting customers is referrals. So with referrals, I do a reward. So for every referral I get, when that person places an order, and I do any size order, but you could choose to do if they place a $25 or more order or whatever you want to do. But when they place an order and they tell me, hey, Susie Jane is who told me about you, because I asked, where did you get my information? I want to know if they are somebody that I tossed a brochure to, if they are somebody that found me in an event or a pop-up sale, or if they found my book at a gas station that I left a book at. This way I can know what's working and what's not, or what's getting me more customers versus what's getting me very little customers. But if they say that Susie Jane told me about you, I say, oh, that's great. She's going to get 10% off of her next order. If you refer me to somebody else, you'll get 10% off too. Now they're going to go and they're going to refer me to their friends, hopefully. If you find that you have extra brochures, I personally order 100 brochures every single campaign. My goal is to give out those 100 brochures, but if I can't, then I have extra brochures for tossing. But I sometimes will give 1 or 2 brochures to my customers and say, hey, give this to one of your friends or your family or whoever. Yes. I was wondering. I apologize. So referrals definitely help. One thing to remember with this business especially, or any business when you're starting a business, it's not an overnight get rich scheme. You're not going to get rich tonight. You're not going to wake up tomorrow morning with $5,000 in sales. I wish it worked that way. If it did, we would probably have a lot more representatives, and we would also probably all work just with Avon. And there are a lot of people that work with just Avon, but they have worked their tail and they have done the work. They have been consistent and they have done their follow-ups, their fundraisers, their referrals, their tossing, their whatever is working for their business. So while you may get 10 no's, you may get 1 yes. Don't get discouraged, because that 1 yes can lead to 5 more. One thing to remember is to always upsell. So if you have a customer that you know they love our mascara. Okay, that's great. What goes well with our mascara? What about eyeshadows? Yes, this is eyeshadow. I swear it's one of our glimmer eyeshadows, even though it looks like a lip gloss. It is, it's a great upsell. With eyeshadow or with mascara, eyeliner, or makeup remover. We have some of the best makeup remover out there, in my personal opinion. Out of all of the makeup removers I have ever used, I like ours the most. But make sure you're trying to upsell. If you have somebody that really likes perfumes, a lot of our perfumes have body washes that go with them, or lotions. If you have somebody that is really into skincare, offer them some samples. Don't go, my personal opinion is, don't go all out with your samples, because they do cost you money. But if you notice that somebody is wearing a lot of makeup and you want to offer them a can't think of it, I'm so sorry, a face wash, you can find samples. If we don't have samples, get creative. So those little cups that Condiment cups, a lot of people will get them off of Amazon. You can fill one of those up for like 10 cents with something like this. And that's a great sample. I had one lady who specifically asked me for, I had them up here, the newest fragrance. While I was on the phone with her to let her know that her order came in with her sample, I asked her, are there any other samples that I can offer you? Because I knew that we have been given a lot of samples with all of our new products coming out a lot lately. With the pandemic that's going on, a lot of people are into our new protect or shield yourself line. We have the face masks, the hand soap, the gloves, and even the kitchen degreaser. So be aware of what your customers need or what they might want and don't even realize they want it. Pay attention to what your customers talk about, what they do in their everyday life. If you have a customer that works in the restaurant industry, that is horrible for your skin. Offer a face wash. Offer a lotion, a moisturizer. It can go a long way. You would be amazed at where you can get sometimes. Let me just see here, check and make sure there's no chats that I'm missing. So brochures come in a quantity of 10 each. So for every one quantity, you're getting 10 brochures. And that's a really good question. So I order 5 quantities, but I'm getting, or I'm sorry, 10 quantities, but I'm getting 100 brochures. Let's see, what else do we have here? Pop-up sales, make sure you get permission from the owner of the restaurant, owner of the business, or wherever you may be. If it's your front yard, then obviously you don't need any type of approval, but you may want to talk to your council, your city council, and just make sure there's no rules against it. Each town and state is different, so definitely cross your T's, dot your I's, double check that you're not crossing any lines that you shouldn't be. All right. Give you guys just a few more minutes to ask any more questions. Follow-up can get very nerve-wracking, especially for somebody with anxiety, which is what I have. Text messages work great. Hey, Susie Jane, not trying to bother you or anything. I just wanted to let you know my order goes in on such and such date. You don't have to ask them, is there anything I can get you? You don't have to, hey, I know you were looking at that eyeshadow. Did you finally decide on it? Don't pressure them. Just, hey, friendly reminder, order's going in on such and such date. That's all they need to know. If they want something, they will contact you or they will go online. Other than that, it's just, it comes with time. There's a lot that I'm still learning, and I've been selling since October of 2016. All right. If there's no more questions, we're going to go ahead and log off. If you are watching this and you're not from my team, please feel free to contact me if you'd like to start your own Avon business. If you would like to purchase anything, the link for that will also be in the comments, along with how to start your own business. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you, guys.